Hey chatters, I'm back to help you build your first Obsidian plugin. So far, what we've done is we've mapped everything out, came up with our idea, we've coded all the files, and we've actually done a run build on the program to compile everything together. So I'm going to run that just one more time here, just in case. We're going to do npm run build. And this is going to build out a main.js file. And all this is it's taken everything, formatted it a specific way. So now it'll all run. The next thing we have to do is actually get this into an Obsidian vault. I would highly recommend that you create a new vault for this. Just throw a couple random files in there and turn on your community plugins. If you don't know how to do any of that, just Google new Obsidian vault or something like that. It's fairly straightforward. Now, what you're going to want to do is I've created this plugin tester, right, in this folder, and you should see this .obsidian file. If you are using a Mac, you're going to have to unhide hidden folders. I forget how to do that. Again, just Google it. You want to look for this .obsidian file and head in there. Find this plugins folder. It might not be there. You might have to actually open up Obsidian and turn on plugins, maybe download one to create this folder. But once you have it, we'll go in and you'll see here I have a couple plugins. The first thing we want to do is create a folder for this plugin that we're going to be testing. So I'm going to do a new folder. And I'm going to call it the same thing I have ID'd in the manifest.json. Obsidian revisionist. Okay, let's head in here. We only need 3 specific files from your Obsidian plugin for this to run. So let's open up where everything is going to be in the folder. I'm going to right click on our directory right here, and I'm going to do reveal in file explorer. And the 3 files we're going to need are the main.js, the manifest.json, and our styles.css. I'm going to copy these and I'm going to toss them into the folder that we've designated for our plugin. We should be all set now to open up Obsidian. So I'm going to head into my plugin testing vault and we're going to see what this looks like and compare it to the code. We're in my test vault now, and you can see I've taken this nice little short story that I've written that we can use as a test. And the first thing we're going to want to do is to go into our settings. You probably already have community plugins turned on, but make sure they are. And you should see your plugin show up here. And you can turn it on and off, on and off. And then let's head to the settings. The way I've set this up is we have the settings, and we can see it in the code and now in the plugin itself. So our settings tab, you can see here, we're adding a provider selector, which is a dropdown. And here's the provider selector. Later on, we're doing the test key right here. So handle test connection. This is going to, when I click this button, it's going to test to make sure we're connected. The API key setting. And so this is where I'm going to put my API key, and then choosing the model, which is going to pull from all of our model names. And then we're going to have the default temperature here, which we have set so you can go between 0 and 1 in increments of 0.05. These are going to be the default settings, but you'll have an opportunity when you're actually revising the text to do whatever you want. We're back in my short story note, and now I'm going to show you how this works. So the first thing we're going to want to do is just highlight the text that we want to revise. And then I've given you 3 options for how you can actually use AI to revise this. The first is through the context menu. That's when you right click, it's going to bring up this menu of things you can do. And we see this revise with AI. I'm going to click that, and here you go. We have our nice little modal. I can give it the instructions, set the model, set the temperature, and just hit submit. Before I do that, I'm just going to show you the 2 other ways. The next is on this toolbar right here. You can see I have the little icon as well for the AI generation. And then the last one is through the command palette, where if we do Control P, I'll look up revisionist, and you can see I have revise selected text. So I'll click that, I'll bring this back up, and we'll say, make this more epic. And we'll keep everything else the same, and I'll hit submit. This is a notice. It's telling me it's generating the revision. And here you can see it's brought back all of the text here, revised the way that I've asked it to revise. It's given me the approximate cost of how much that actually cost me. And then these options I can either apply, This is going to put the text right there so you don't have to do anything else. Alternatively, you might not like what came out of this, and so you can either edit it directly and apply, or you can just hit this retry button and just do it again. Give more direction, give it more advice on what you're looking for. If we go into the modals, you can see here, this is what we're seeing again. It's asking us for the instructions, which is right here. And this is a text area. We have the selecting the model. It's just open router right now. And then we have the temperature control, which we can change. This is what this looks like in the code, and then the submit button. And then similarly, it's going to be with the result modal. It's a little bit more simple, but we have all of our container for the text, the area that we're going to be doing any edits that we need to do, the cost information, and then our various buttons to apply, copy, retry, and cancel. We have our plugin now and we can mess around. So again, I've already gone through most of the errors and debugging of this plugin. In fact, while doing this video, I found a couple bugs I needed to fix. The idea here is now you can actually start interacting with your plugin and figure out, okay, this is what I wrote in the code. This is what it turned out as, or the ways it's not working, or the ways I'd rather it work. And then you just go back and forth with the large language model saying, hey, in this file, I know there's this functionality. I'd rather it do it this way. Whatever it might be, you just go back and forth until the plugin's doing what you want. One of the annoying things with Obsidian plugin development is that you do have to restart your Obsidian Vault you have the plugin in every time you make a change or a build. This refreshes it so it's using the new settings. If you don't do that, you're not going to see any changes because you need to restart first. Other than that, I wish you luck in working through all the bugs and errors in your Obsidian plugin. And in our next video, we're going to submit this to the community plugin store so we can actually get it in there and start sharing it with other people. So I'll see you next time.